Hi Thrivers, you're listening to episode number 11. Hi everyone, this is Rachel.
And this is Christine. Welcome to The Thrive, a podcast for working moms.
And we're talking to all of the moms out there, working from home, working a 9-to-5, working as a CEO of your household, because at the end of the day, all moms are working moms.
And we invite you to share in our stories, celebrate the victories, laugh through the tough times, get advice, and to know that we aren't alone, to thrive in our everyday life.
Hey guys, this is Rachel.
And Christine.
Welcome back for episode number 11. Thank you so much for just tuning in with us each week. It has been such a journey. If you listen to episode 10,
that was a good one.
Yes, I loved it. We shared our top 10 list.
I called my mom and I said, Mom, did you listen? And she goes, did you talk about me a lot? I was like, only for a portion of it, but you'll maybe cry because she's not a super big crier. Yeah. But who knows?
Well, I told my mom to listen to it, and she probably hasn't yet.
We've got to help these moms.
Oh, Patty. But, I mean, I will give her an excuse. I feel like my whole family has a lot going on. Like, springtime is always just busy because...
So busy.
Well, you can relate because you're a teacher. And my mom is a teacher. Both my sisters are teachers. So they have all this, like, end-of-year stuff to do. And for my mom, it's, like, such a big deal this year because she's retiring. Mm-hmm. So... on my end, we have all this planning to do for this big party we're trying to get together, so she's not going to listen to this episode.
Well, she won't hear this part. Close your ears. But isn't it true with the stuff that we have at this time of year, whether or not you're a teacher, you have kids, it's all good stuff like cookouts, picnics, work parties, sports events. So
you want your mom's group thing.
Right. Yeah. You want to say yes to everything, but at a certain point, there's sometimes where you have to say maybe no or not right now because you can start to get overwhelmed.
I have learned that there can definitely be too much of a good thing.
Yes.
So even when it's all great, positive things happening, you still have to be able to say, you know what, these are my boundaries. And as much as I want to commit to all of these, because I can definitely overschedule.
But ladies, we are not ever going to do that with this podcast. We are coming to you every week.
Yes.
With great interviews,
honestly, this is
awesome
just one
topics.
Of those things that when when we talked about prioritizing, figuring out like, well, does it help my business? Yeah, I love that I get to share about my business a little bit and I get to share tips that are useful to people. But also, like, it's been such a great way to connect with people. And that's just the stuff that, like, feeds me. Like,
oh, my goodness.
This is something that I wouldn't cut out of my schedule. But then there's other things that, you know, as much as I love my mom's group Wednesday mornings, there's an event going on an evening this week to celebrate, like, end of year bash. I'd love to go. But you know what? Like, I already have stuff every other evening. And I'm crashing my mom's like school retirement party with my sisters. Right. So one of her colleagues has been like secretly like emailing with us. And
I love this undercover retirement.
Yes. Oh my gosh. My mom's like BFF Marsha. She has been a teacher in the same school building with her for like all these years. So she's part of the Sunshine Committee that's, you know, planning like the school party.
How could you not want to be a part of the Sunshine Committee?
Oh, I know.
Well, so yeah,
she's been cluing us in and like telling us like when to get there. And like, she's like, oh, I can't wait. We'll bring you all out and she's going to cry and you'll surprise her. So yeah.
It's such a thing with schools, I was going to say, that it's a surprise. Where even baby showers, bridal showers at school, it needs to be a surprise. And I told my friends, though, when I had a baby shower, I said, please don't surprise me. Because when you are 8 months pregnant and you know everyone's going to be staring at you opening gifts, like, you want to be prepared for that.
That's true.
I did not want to be surprised, but I think it's so funny that it seems like every special event at school needs to be a surprise. I'm like, sometimes people want to know it's coming.
Well, my mom knows the party is coming.
But now for your mom, I love it.
She doesn't know that we are coming.
That's awesome.
She specifically said, like, because they would have invited, like, our whole family, like our spouses and children and everyone. Yeah. And she's like, you know, I want to be able to celebrate, like, and talk to my colleagues that I've worked with all these years. She's like, nothing against you guys, but, like, I would rather have, like, a separate, like, family friends party.
Because, it would be a lot to try to juggle for her if everybody was there.
So we were like, we respect that, but... Anyway, Marsha was like, I just can't get it out of my head. Like, just the daughters, like, coming to surprise her.
That's cute.
Because growing up, like, we've all been in her classroom over the years. Now that my sisters teach, they're, like, anxious to start stealing stuff from her now that she has all these supplies and things she's accumulated all these years.
Pass them along to me.
Oh, yeah. My sister, like, can't wait to,
that.
like, go through her classroom and just pick out the stuff she wants because they both teach
What a
kindergarten.
great idea.
Yeah.
That's
but
great.
I just remember as a kid, like, getting to, like, tag along and, like, when she had, like summertime to go in and set up. Like, I don't know. It's going to be weird because, like, there's people she's taught with that, like, have known me since I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
So.
I was going to say, I can hook you up with a teacher who may need help in the summer.
I always liked that, going in and, like, helping her, like, set up her class and stuff.
It is fun. It's always fun to have a new beginning. You are ready for a new school year after a summer with your family, and it can be fun to make little changes and tweaks. I'm sure anybody in their business, when you get just like a spark of inspiration to maybe redo the physical space of your office or maybe a new filing system, it really just energizes you.
But you get to do that as a teacher every year, like, which is exciting. And, like, every season. Like, she will go in and, like, redo her, like, bulletin boards and things.
I don't have that energy.
What's funny is my mom, so Marcia jokes that my mom is, like, the Mrs. Rogers of their school because she's very traditional. She's the only teacher that she still has a record player in her class.
That's amazing.
To listen to some of these albums that she has used as a teacher for years. And it's over the years, like, it's hilarious how some of her students now, like, come into her class and don't even know what it is. They think they're big CDs. Mm-hmm. That's what they call them. So I'm actually excited to see what this party is like for my mom because they asked, like, one of her colleagues asked me, like, do your parents have a record player at home? So I think that might have been, like, a gift idea, like, maybe some cool, like, jazzed up.
Oh, you'll have to let me know.
I don't know.
That's so fun.
But yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, you probably know from, like, as a teacher, it seems like you have a really tight-knit group of people that you work with.
You have to, like, you have to have people that you can rely on. Yeah. Especially working in a school.
And especially when you're there, like, 8-9 hours a day. Like, I haven't been in a job like that for years now. So that is the one thing that working from home, sometimes I do miss having that, like, camaraderie.
Yeah. Well, I am your comrade.
Oh my gosh.
Bring that back.
It feels like there's just been, like, a lot going on because on top of this party, we just had my daughter's 3rd birthday party. And
happy birthday.
So
she
fun.
did it.
But you were such a help. Oh my gosh, guys. Thanks. Christine got there early. She was there before me. Which is terrible. Everyone that listens probably thinks I'm so late all the time.
I just like to be on time. And so I was rushing to get there. And no joke, I was going to text you that, what time did you wanted me there at 3:30? I was going to get there at 3:32. And I was going to text you to tell you I was late.
Oh my gosh.
And I got there and you weren't there yet. And
well, for the record, we got there at like 3:40, I think.
Yes.
We weren't like that late, but it was not my fault this time. I had everything ready. I made all the goodie bags that morning. Like, I prepped for this. I love planning kid parties. Like, that
was great.
If I had to be an event planner, it would be kid parties. Like, they're my favorite. And I had everything planned, and it was a pony party. It was at the stables, so I had everyone's outfits coordinated, too. It was actually nice that it was chilly, because I wanted us all to wear flannel.
You looked great.
And I didn't want my flannel on to do my hair, so, like, I had set it down, and then as we were getting ready to leave, I went to put it on, and I could not find it. I had to search my whole house for this stupid flannel shirt because I matched everybody and I couldn't not match. And it was chilly, so I needed this flannel. You know where my flannel was?
Where?
In the bathtub.
Was it wet?
No, it was dry, but like Rowan put it in there.
I was like, who washed your flannel in the bathtub?
Rowan, my 1-year-old, like ran around the house with it, and like I had seen that she had it, so like I thought I'd find it on the floor somewhere. Our house is not that big.
Like, why didn't I look in the bathtub?
Yeah, why didn't I think to look there first? So that's why we were late.
Well, you made it, and it was awesome, and you did such a great job planning, and I know Reagan had so much fun.
Yeah,
I think she thought those horses were all just for her, and
oh my gosh, we had to explain take them home. The whole way there. I was like, no, we're just going to see some. Like, we're not taking them home. Mommy and Daddy, we paid for this party. We did not pay to bring the horses home. So we're trying to, teach her about that.
Life lesson.
She did great, though, and it was great that you were there to set up. Christina's just so great with events, and so I'm really excited that, like, you have decided to start doing this, like, as a profession. I mean, she's not leaving the teaching world.
No,
because
I love that.
This becomes full-time.
No, but I love being able to do both still, because I love my school. I love who I work with. That's such a part of me. But this whole new business endeavor, which is a world that I never could have seen myself in, but Rachel Klein has ruined me for entrepreneurship. So
well,
here I am.
Well, how did it get started? I mean, tell your story a little bit. This episode is about Christine. Like I feel like she needs to share her story. I might be sharing mine on an upcoming episode. So yeah, okay. I would love to just know like how this seed was planted.
Such a beautiful way to say it. It's growing. So let me think. So I got married 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and I had an amazing wedding coordinator help with so much of our wedding. She was incredible. For those of you that have planned a wedding, you probably have been privy to the stress and all the details. And when you're planning your own wedding, it can be very overwhelming. So much stress. And I didn't really enjoy planning my own wedding, but after the fact, the woman who owned the company that did my wedding, she posted something about looking for some help with wedding coordinating. And I messaged her and said, hey, that sounds like something I would love to do. And I felt like I might be really good at it.
Yeah.
Even though for my own wedding, it was too much, I think, because I was too close to it. But I started to actually work with her and do some wedding coordinating, set up, decor, and all that. And I loved it.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I worked with her for several weddings, a lot in Lancaster. And so that was fun to get to see different venues, work with different vendors, see different brides, different families, the way that they celebrated, the things that they used in their weddings or was important to them, just the different style.
Well, I actually wanted to ask, like, was there anything random, like any weird traditions that some people had, or like weird, I shouldn't say weird, but like different, like decor, like you said, like certain things that were like important to them that like you would have never thought to include in your own wedding?
The only one, well, one that's not only, but sticks out in my head, I believe the woman was Indian and they had actually gotten married in India.
Okay.
I don't know how many months prior to it. And so they had that traditional Indian ceremony where just a few of their family members went there. But then this wedding obviously was in Lancaster, was in the States with family here as well. But that one wasn't something different that they brought into it, but just the beauty of combining two different families and cultures and the way that they honored both of their families.
So the husband's family was not Indian, but hers was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, wow.
He was actually, I think, from Lancaster. He was a local. And just to see the excitement that both families had for both weddings and that they were just as important, just as special. That some of them shared with me a little bit about the Indian wedding and the different attire they had to wear and getting the clothes for their American ceremony. And nobody complained or was like, oh, it was so expensive, or now we have to do another one. They were just so excited to celebrate.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like that's what it's all about. Yeah. And like, I feel like when you commit to being in a wedding, you have to just accept that like there is going to be a cost.
Right.
And as awful as this might be, like if that's something that's going to stress you out, and you're going to be like a Debbie Downer because you're stressed about money the whole time, then like maybe you just need to say, hey, like, could I serve a different role in your wedding? Like, I just, as much as I want to support you and be there, I don't know if it's in my budget or if it's in my, maybe it's time. Maybe you just don't have the time to give.
And that's okay. And like you've probably seen it firsthand. It's important to acknowledge that because it is a big commitment. And I know sometimes that's hard for loved ones maybe to be able to say, but like you just mentioned, there are so many different capacities that you can be a part of a wedding. Right. So it can look differently for different people. And that's good to have options and for a bride even to be open to different
honestly,
options.
If you're a bride that knows, like you should, in my opinion, you probably should know the people you're asking to be in your wedding. Like
most of the time you do.
You should probably know like their circumstances though. Like if they're close friends of yours, and you know that somebody, might not be at the same stage of life as you or like, I don't know, if you know somebody doesn't have a ton of money, then don't pick like a $700 bridesmaid dress.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes brides can get wrapped up in that it has to be perfect. It has to be this. But, I think there's a fine line between like having things perfect and having them your way, but also being accommodating towards the people you want to have around you. Because, at the end of the day, that matters too. If you want them to be supporting you, then don't make them broke.
Well, absolutely. And hopefully it's something where it will come back around to you or, I was in your wedding, so you're in mine. And I've really been lucky just to work with wonderful families and brides and grooms. I haven't seen much animosity or tension. It's just been a lot of
That's so cool.
fun celebrations.
Yeah.
So I started doing that with her. And in the past, I would say 3 months time with starting this podcast and just hearing more about your business, Rachel, and how you're involved in your mastermind group and the way that there's all these women from different backgrounds and different skill sets coming together to encourage each other in a business sense. I just started to think about what that could look like for me, and if the wedding thing, my excitement over people and planning events could become something more than just maybe helping somebody else's business or a side thing, but if it could become more. And so I just had this idea, why don't I start my own business? And it was a great time, I think, because we had come up with the idea to do the marketing event.
Yeah,
and so,
it was literally like, it couldn't have worked out any better time-wise.
Yeah. Which I do really think that God has his hand on this whole process in my life, where maybe I don't know where it's going, but things are just seeming to fit and it feels right. And my husband is supportive, and you've been giving me so many resources. And I've just been meeting amazing women through this podcast and through the Inspire Business community that are all making this seemingly far away goal become possible, which is really exciting. And I feel like it's just really sparking this side of me that I didn't know I had. And I like to think that having a baby somewhat, even though I gave birth to this child and she's beautiful, it also, I don't know, like gave birth to this new thing in my life where I realized I might have some other passions that I want to pursue.
Yeah. And I feel like it also goes hand in hand. Like, you have this new baby now, and like working full time is great, but if you were able to work for yourself, you would also have more time to spend with that child. So it's a fine line. And I know that there's moms that juggle it and do so well with working full time. But if you are passionate about other things, like, what better time to pursue them than when you have a child that like is still young, still needs you, and like maybe those other passions could lead you to a career that would give you more time with your kids.
Well, and I even think I'm lucky the fact that being a teacher just enhances my skill set and makes me even better at it. And so they, even though they're two different things, like planning a marketing event and teaching children, but a lot of the skills I need to have to do one job help the other. Speaking in front of people and being organized. And
so you're so organized.
I really enjoy that. I love, recording data for my students' grades and color coding it. I know. It's so fun for me.
Has that always been? Or like, when did that start?
And my house is not an organized place. If you walked in my house right now, there would be stuff all over the kitchen table and probably Nora's toys. In my bedroom, I have clothes everywhere because I'm awful
I feel like your house
at hanging
is
them
beautiful.
up. When you come over, I tidy up. But my classroom is so organized. Everything has a spot.
Okay.
My kids' desks have to be clean. We do a daily desk check.
Oh, wow.
I don't want trash anywhere.
So you're strict.
In my classroom, because I see how having a clean, stable work environment produces better thinkers, a better workspace. And it just helps. And I think it's important for my students to learn that skill for themselves. And in my workspace, I'm very organized. And then I think at home, it's just, I let it out and stuff is everywhere.
Maybe that's why I'm so OCD, because I don't have a separate workspace. Maybe. So I feel like my house, like if this is where I'm working, stresses me out if it's a mess. So I feel like even before we could record tonight, I was like, oh my gosh, I just have to tidy up a little bit.
And I let it go because I knew that was going to make you feel better. And I totally understand that. It's like if I know someone's coming over my house, even if it's you to record, I want the island to look nice. I want dishes to be put away. I want the wine to be out, even though it may not taste good.
Hashtag episode 10.
Right, not the best wine. So all in all, I've just really enjoyed this new endeavor, trying to decide what it looks like for me to have this event planning business. Who can I help? And I just really have a passion for bringing just joy to people in different capacities. And I'm not even sure what it looks like, but I'm working towards some goal. And the weird thing is that I don't really know what that looks like yet. I recently met with a SCORE mentor, and actually Mara Clemens from our More Space Organizing episode talked about having a SCORE mentor, which is why I started to look into it. And it's a free resource downtown, and it's just this chapter of maybe retired CEOs, businessmen and women who offer free business counseling. And so I met with a mentor, and really I said, this is like business therapy, because he just mainly asked me questions and helped me
that's so awesome.
sort through my thoughts right now. And he was so, I don't know, accepting of the fact that I didn't really have much of a business plan yet, but he could tell I was excited about it and I wanted to go forward. He gave me a few goals, like, hey, before our next meeting, I want you to think about this. Here's some literature to read, and we're going to meet again in a month.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even ask you, like, are you meeting with him again?
Yes.
Because when she had this meeting, I was like, how did it go? And you said, like, and you were,
it was so great.
Said it went well and you're really excited about it. But that's exciting too, that they, it's kind of like having accountability, because they want to meet with you again. And just the fact that he gave you like some light homework, that's great.
Well, and at the end of the meeting, so I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know, is this something we just do regularly?
Yeah.
Or, do I call you? Do you call me? Right? So at the end of our meeting, he says, when do you want to meet again? And in my head, I thought, oh my goodness, this went well. He wants
like a date.
It was a business date. And so we're going to meet again. And I wrote down, I said, okay, make sure I have my notes. What do I need to think about? And I checked with him.
Oh my
Is there
gosh.
anything
And when
else?
Christine says, like, make sure she has her notes, Christine will like print out little like notes sheets. Oh my gosh. I just love how organized you are. And it's funny because like my home and my workspace will be organized, but when it comes to like a meeting, I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm like all over the place. I'll bring a nice notebook, I'll get my pen out, and then I'll just sit there and I won't do anything with it.
Well, because you're in the moment. You're in the moment. Side note, did you see that trending photo, that speaking of in the moment, of the royal wedding? And it was a picture of a crowd of people up against a fence watching whatever was happening with the royal wedding. And everybody in the group had their iPhones out and were taking a picture. And in the middle was
there's like an older lady.
Oh, my heart.
That wasn't from this wedding. That picture has been going around for quite some time.
Stop.
I've seen that picture before.
So did you see this trending photo?
It's important to be in the moment.
Of maybe another wedding. And it just really resonated with me. And what I appreciated was nobody needed to write a caption. Well, I didn't read one. About why it was such an impactful photo. Like,
it was like
everybody knew. Everybody knew that this lady was in the moment. So you, Rachel, are in the moment. That's why you don't take notes.
Well, thank you. Do you want to grow your business with social media and connect with other local mompreneurs and businesswomen?
If so, we invite you to join us for our first Marketing Made Simple workshop, June 21st at Copper Cup in Lancaster, presented by Christine Campbell Events.
If coming up with social media content feels overwhelming for you or your business, this workshop is designed for you. My goal is to help you create a full content calendar and a social media plan so that posting is easy and you have more time to focus on growing your business. I'll show you how to maximize your content so that you can drive more traffic to your website and increase your brand awareness.
Rachel will be joined by Mara Clemens of More Space Organizing, who will be sharing tips for making your home office more functional and creating a stress-free home. We'll also be facilitating a time of networking so you can meet other local moms. To sign up, visit rachelkleincreative.com/workshops. We hope to see you there. So I'm really excited about my SCORE mentor, and I've joined a mastermind group, which I'm so excited for.
Yes, Christine is joining Inspire, which, oh my gosh. I feel like we should, just because we're both part of it now, and they have just been so helpful to us, I think we should share with others. Real quick, if you have been on the fence about joining, a handful of episodes ago, Inspire gave us a code that we could share with our listeners. And I would just encourage you, if you've been on the fence about joining, to take the plunge, because it will help you grow your business. It will help you get connected. And just like Christine said, sometimes having a coach or just people to listen, it's like business therapy, especially when you're working from home, or if you're just starting something and like maybe your husband isn't the guy to talk to about it, or he'll listen and just say like, yeah, honey, that sounds good. And you need women that really get it, that are driven, that have ideas and can genuinely listen, and then maybe point you in the right direction or give you a real life resource. Like in my group, I leave with stickies. I leave with Post-it notes that have like,
you're so inspired.
Contact this person, do this, do that. And it's just, it's like inspiring and it's helpful.
So here I am walking into it with, I have an Instagram account and a Gmail account. So I have my business, but I don't have much of a concrete business. You've been having your own business for years, and you have a following and you have clients and everything. And I don't, but I have a vision. I have a goal. And so I know that being a part of a community is really what I need to help me sort through it. And I realize I don't have to feel silly or embarrassed that I don't have much of a business.
No, and that's what it's for. And what's great is that Rhonda, who is the founder of Inspire and the Inspire Mastermind groups, what she'll do is she'll put you in a group of other women that might be in similar places. So you might have women in your group from all different types of businesses. In my group, I do websites and marketing. There's a graphic designer in my group. There's a Young Living essential oils distributor in my group. And then there's a handful of other people. There's somebody that does photography. There's somebody that does hand lettering and signs and beautiful things like that. Just so different from what I do. The nice thing is that we are all in maybe similar stages of our business. We've been around for a year or two, maybe more, but we're still growing and figuring out exactly what our ideal work week or what our ideal client looks like. So whether you're brand new, maybe you're kind of in the middle, or there's other groups too. There's a 100K group for women that are making 100K or more, and obviously they're very established. So
I think it is quite amazing too how, and surprising in a good way, how women doing something totally different than you can offer insight into your business. You might think it needs to be people who are doing exactly what you're doing, but I've seen it's almost the opposite. They have a different perspective. They're seeing it from a different vantage point. Yeah.
And so what we want to do is offer you a coupon code. If you are interested in signing up for a mastermind, this code will get you $100 off your membership. Or if you have seen the events posted on the Inspire Business Community page on Facebook or Instagram and you've thought about coming, but you've never, taken the plunge, use code THRIVE20, that's THRIVE 20, and you'll get 20% off any workshop or event pricing. So take the plunge.
Come join us.
We'll be there. Yeah. So you'll recognize our voices.
So one of the takeaways too that I've really been thinking about this week that I wanted to share in my whole endeavor of starting a business that hopefully would resonate with a lot of you, regardless of where you are in your life, in your business, in your family, is just the fact that you can surprise yourself and be good at things you've never done. And I feel like that's very true with this new business endeavor. The fact that I've never done it, I've never even thought of owning my own business. It's not something that my family has really done. But here I have an event coming up with Rachel in June because we were interested in it. We wanted to see if it would work, and we're having a workshop. And
we're doing it.
We're doing it. I've never done it before, but I think it's going really well. And
oh my gosh, it's going so well. I feel like when you surround yourself with the right team, like Christine is just so great with, being on the coordination side of things. She's organized. She already has a vision for like how we'll set up the space, how the event itself will look. And I, on the other hand, I'm the opposite. I'm like, well, just like, what do I need to do? And like, what should I say? And like, tell me when to be there and I'll be 10 minutes late. So
I'm going to be telling you a half hour early. We'll be good.
But yeah, I feel like we complement each other well, and we are excited that we've also been working with Mara, who's going to be speaking at the event. And today we took some photos at our planning meeting just so that, we can share them on Instagram and show people what the event might look like. We were able to work with Juliana Tomlinson, who's a local photographer, and she
was amazing. Such a sweetheart.
And she offered to come and do some photos for us, and she'll be at the event as well. So she's sort of joined our team here.
We're excited to have her.
And yeah, I think that's what it's all about, just surrounding yourself with the people that'll help you be successful.
Because even if you haven't done something before, it can be a possibility, and you could be really good at it. Like
having a baby,
which is, I just keep thinking of these two things together. But the fact is, if you've never had a baby before, you don't know what it's like to have a baby. So how can you even get yourself ready? And before I had Nora, I kept thinking, this is very scary, but what if I'm really good at it? Like, what if it is going to be okay?
Side note, I saw Christine's notes before this episode, and all I saw was starting my business, giving birth.
Right.
And I had no clue what the heck she was talking about or where this was going to go.
Because these are two things that are huge in my life right now that are prime examples of doing something that I've never done before and it being good and it being successful and something that I can conquer. So, giving birth. I did it, and I think I was pretty good at it. My husband says so. All husbands should tell your wives that. But I realized after the fact that I could do it and it's not as scary as I thought. And I have a beautiful baby after.
Aw, baby Nora.
Yeah, so you can do things you've never done before and be really good at them. It doesn't have to be scary. You just set a goal for yourself. Like I listened from my dear friend Jenna Kutcher recently. Setting a goal.
Hashtag superfan.
Superfan Jenna Kutcher. Send me a message. She said just setting a goal, even if at the end of your time period or whatever you've set for yourself, you haven't accomplished it fully, you're still working towards it more than if you hadn't set the goal. And that's something I've really been thinking about also is I need to set goals and not just say I want to do well, but what does that look like? And what are my steps to get there? And not only just thinking of it in my head, but sharing those goals and telling my close friends or my husband, like, hey, here's what I'm wanting to do. And realizing, again, that I don't have to feel silly if I don't reach those goals because I'm still working towards it.
Right. Like what do they say? Like any step can be a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Because a step forward it's better than standing still. So sometimes it's just the act of getting yourself going and don't beat yourself down if you don't maybe make all of your goals, but celebrate the fact that maybe you met some of them.
Absolutely.
So do you have any specific goals you want to share? Like the 80-day obsession? Just kidding.
That fell off.
I think that fell off for a lot of people.
I'll get there. No, I mean, to be candid, right now, one of my biggest goals is really trying to narrow down what it is that I want to do with my business, who I want my clients to be, what kind of events can I do that are going to leave me feeling fulfilled, and how do I feel like I can best serve people with my talents? And so even just this past weekend, my husband
and I... Those are a lot of big goals.
They are. I know. I'm like,
that's like big things.
Just a few. And not that I'm going to have all the answers, but just the other night, my husband and I had a fire outside and we were sitting outside with my Google Docs. I shared a Instagram video of me talking about Google Docs and how it's this new thing for me. But I was just typing my thoughts and I was reading them aloud and saying, hey, Robert, what do you think of this? Does this make sense? And just getting stuff down on paper. And I wanted to have some thoughts so that when I meet with my SCORE mentor, I can say, okay, here's what I have so far. It's a work in progress, but those are my big goals. Like, what is this going to look like for me?
Yeah. That's so exciting. I feel like it's great to have those like ideological goals. And then also like I'm so much on the flip side, like logistically, like I'm a nerd because I design websites. So I'm like, okay, here's the idea. Here's what you want. And now I'm going to go in and like code it and make it look great and like do all of like the
and I need that help.
So I love looking at like, okay, so realistically, like what does one of your events look like? And those are steps that it's just exciting to see you like working towards all of those things.
Thank you. And I do think you're showing me too all of the other practical steps that I need to take as far as marketing or creating a business plan or just the other logistical things that I don't know about. What does that look like? And if I want to have an email list, what does that look like? Because that's all foreign to me too.
Yeah.
But I know it's stuff that I can learn.
But I love that
I can do hard things.
Oh my gosh, you can. And I love that you aren't afraid to Google things and that you're like, I'm going to get all the research and I'm going to, figure out what I need to do. Because my problem is I'll just be like, I want to do that. I'm going to do that.
Right.
And I could be terrible at it. And I guess in some ways that's a good thing. I actually just met with a friend. I told you that I saw her at Copper Cup. But I hadn't seen her in a while, and she shared that she is starting something completely new, and she was explaining how she just feels like she has to have all of her ducks in a row, and she has this fear. She has this block. She's like, I'm really scared to fail, so I haven't even started. And that's where I'm like, okay, maybe there could be a happy medium instead of like running full force into a wall like I do sometimes because I don't always get my ducks in a row first. She just needs that courage to start. Right. And that was one of those things when you said something earlier, there was a way that this was going to tie in just about how like sometimes getting started is like the toughest part.
That's true. And especially if you have that fear, that's going to be such a roadblock for you.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to lose your train of thought. You saying
no, I already
that.
lost it. I already lost it.
It'll
I
come
think
back to you.
It tied in somehow with just like the getting started and like putting one foot in front of another.
But that reminded me of something. I don't know if Jenna Kutcher said this. Somebody said this when I was thinking through like what it looked like to start a business. They said, think about your biggest fear.
Yeah.
And for this girl, what would that look like? And then what is your action plan if that happens? Because I think our fear
a good way
can
of
be,
putting it.
right? It can be so big in our minds.
It can be crippling that it like keeps
crippling.
you from doing things.
Like if my biggest fear is that this business will not work. Okay. If it doesn't work, then what? Do I try something else? Do I join with somebody else? Mm-hmm. Do I create something new? Do I switch gear? Like, what would I do? And I feel like if you have a plan for that, it makes it less scary.
Yeah, so that's so true.
Help her to like really identify it and verbalize. Like, I'm afraid this is what will happen. Mm-hmm. And then work together with the people that are around you to come up with your action plan or your safety net.
And I feel like it does come back to like having that community. And if you have people to bounce ideas off of and to support you along the way, then I feel like ultimately you're going to succeed. Yes. But sometimes I think success looks differently than how you envisioned it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And I feel like that's going to happen to me where in a year I'm going to be somewhere with this business that I didn't even see it going. And that's okay. That's how it
planning
grows.
Like dog weddings.
Dog weddings. Oh, I don't know about that. But
I never knew I had this love for pets.
I don't. I just told Robert again yesterday that I don't want a dog. But
stop. Dogs are the best.
I'm okay. I'll just come love on your dog when I'm over here.
Well, that was so random. I don't even know where dog weddings came from. I think I saw something on Facebook about it.
For dog well, yeah. I can pretty much guarantee that that's not where I'll be in a year, but who knows where it will be. So, Thrivers, I just really thank you for coming along on this journey with me and following me on Instagram and listening to my whole story here and just for your encouragement through the airwaves. It's not really airwaves if it's not radio, but that just means a lot to me to know that so many women are supporting me and cheering me on. I'm excited to share with you what comes next because who knows what it's going to be.
I can't wait. I'm super excited just to see where it goes.
Thanks, girl.
I keep playing with my earrings here, which were going to be my favorite thing for this week. Are we ready for favorite things?
Yes, and I've been staring at them because they're super cute. Where'd you get them?
I actually got them from SoFly Earrings at the last, was it the Makers Market?
Yes, I saw you there.
Yeah.
I just got really excited about that too. I got a pair at that event too.
Which one? Or is that where you got like the camo-ish ones?
Her stuff is so cute. Yeah, they're like a camo background or with a gold and I got them because the outfit I was wearing was green and black. And Robert said, did you buy those earrings just for that outfit? And I'm like, no, they go with everything.
Camo.
No. Her stuff is so good.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you can find it, what is it, SoFly Earrings or SoFly on Instagram?
I believe, yeah.
But they're these really pretty leather earrings.
It's recycled
a lot of
leather?
them are like metallic, and mine kind of just look like a gold leaf. And I like that they're very lightweight because I've actually, my second hole here was very low on my left ear. So I'm always paranoid about wearing anything dangly or anything that is heavier.
And now I'm staring at her left earlobe, but they look great on you.
Thank you. But yeah, anything heavy, like I feel like it just looks awful. And it makes me paranoid that like one of my toddlers will pull on them and it could be terrible. Well, so I love that these are lightweight and pretty. And I seriously haven't worn earrings in like probably a year or two. Like
they look so good.
Last time I wore dangly ones might have been my wedding.
Oh,
so
fly.
Yeah, I feel so fancy.
Well, and
now.
I like being able to wear bigger earrings, but like you're saying, they're so lightweight that they don't feel bulky. When I move my head, I don't feel like
they're not jingly.
Hitting me in the face. Yeah, they're great. Well, that's my favorite thing too. So
Did you steal my favorite thing?
I stole your favorite thing because it's my favorite thing. Do you love or don't love anything?
Love or don't love?
Love or don't love. I mean, I love those earrings. I don't love that I don't have mine on right now. I have just these little studs.
Oh, but your studs are cute.
Are
they just, can you get cheap studs or do you have to get like nicer ones? Because like sometimes cheaper ones just turn my ears green.
No,
Oh, why do I have all these ear problems? Mine are so sensitive that if I don't get
it,
I was gonna say get and buy, and I said guy.
We're just gonna glaze over that.
If I don't get like nicer ones, like at least like a sterling silver or something, they just irritate me. Hashtag sensitive skin problems.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that. So you don't love that.
I don't love that. What I do love, my love it for the week, I love Chick-fil-A's mobile app.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say I love Chick-fil-A. I was like, me too.
I do love just Chick-fil-A. But no, their app is so handy because you can get free stuff. And so the other day it was raining. It was like so rainy and it was Reagan's birthday.
All the days recently.
Yes. Oh my gosh. If you live in Pennsylvania, it's probably been raining. So yeah, on her actual birthday, it was miserable out, but she really wanted Chick-fil-A. And then I got there, and the drive-through I can't talk, guys.
The line was long.
The line at the drive-through was so long.
It's always long.
Wait. I didn't want to wait for that whole line, and so we parked. And then I was like, you know what? It's raining. And I don't really want to hold two kids in the line, so I'm just going to order my food with the app. We'll wait in the car a few minutes, and then we'll walk in. So that's what we did. It was so great. Yeah, we ordered it, and then you go to like there's where you order your food and wait in line, and then on the side there's like a sign that says pickup, and you just go to the pickup, and your food is ready, and it's fantastic.
That's like cutting the line, but in a legal way.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
And you pay online too, so like you don't even have to get your wallet out or anything. So if you have kids, you can literally just like find a booth, put them there.
That's perfect.
And you'll be back in like 1 second. So
guys,
we found
this
a table
is life-changing.
and I could see them. So I was like, okay, you're strapped into a high chair, you're sitting. I'm gonna grab our food, I'll be right back. And it was great.
Because you know everybody listening loves Chick-fil-A.
Everybody who doesn't love If you don't like Chick-fil-A, don't listen.
You just shared an even better way to do Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
As if you thought there wasn't a better way.
And you can request through the app, like with the kids' meals, you can request the 3 and under toy like I had suggested. So they each got board books for Curious George right now.
Oh, Curious George.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know if there's like a new Curious George thing coming out, but I noticed that today on PBS,
you should know this.
Instead of like the usual programming. Yes, I know all about PBS because my kids watch a lot of it. If I have TV on, it's like my default channel because I know whatever is on is probably like safe for them to watch.
Nora just watches, American Idol, Survivor.
Oh, but what I was gonna say is there was a Curious George movie on. During like the 5 o'clock hour. I was like, this is different.
Those Curious George movies. They're on like Netflix. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My girls like them too. So what's your favorite thing? Or love it? I'm sorry. We did favorite things. You stole my earrings.
Yep.
Do you have something you love or just don't this week?
Well, love. So I shared this quickly last episode, but as a teacher, something I love at the end of the year are any notes from parents or grandparents, handwritten notes just about thanking me. It sounds so vain. Thanking me for being their teacher.
No, but you're a teacher. You can like thank you notes.
As I'm saying it, I'm like, this just sounds really arrogant. But that just means a lot to me at the end of the year. And I hope that I can do that for Thank you for saying that. For Nora's, even her daycare teachers. It just means a lot to me if a parent takes the time to write a note to me. And so that's my favorite thing. No, my love it. And today...
we need to start separating these segments or not recording at like 10 o'clock at night.
So today at an assembly that we had for our students, a grandmother gave me a card and there was a note inside with some cash.
And it was, $50? Yes. It wasn't just like a $5 bill, like get yourself a coffee.
But just what a sweet gift, because honestly, like who doesn't want a little bit of extra cash? But she wrote a note and I didn't even know that this boy's like grandma is, part of his life. Sometimes grandmas and grandpas are at home with their kids after school and the students will tell me all about it. And I didn't know that with this one student. And so it just meant so much to me that she came over and gave me this note and just so thankful. And cash. And cash. It just warmed my heart. So yeah, any moms out there, if you need a gift idea, even just a note, honestly, means so much to me. Because I know, like we said, the end of the year is such a busy time, and I know it takes time to write a note, but it just meant the world to me. So,
that's so sweet.
I love that. And I don't really think I have a don't love. Because
I have some don't loves. I don't love when my husband is grumpy. I feel like they say like happy wife, happy life, but it is the opposite because I feel like us wives, us moms, kind of have to be happy most of the time, whether we don't want to, whether we want to or not. Like,
hold it down.
I feel like we've got to hold down the fort, and for the most part, like I can suck it up. And if I'm tired, if I'm sick, like it doesn't matter. Yeah. And husbands, on the other hand, maybe it's just mine. I love him to death. But when that man is working long hours or has had a rough day at work, he can come home and just set the tone in this house, and it can be a grumpy one.
Right.
So that's what I don't. Can you tell that it might have happened this week?
I tell my students not to be grumpy sometimes.
Really?
Yes, because they get so grumpy, and I use that word with them. Today, this one student was so grumpy, and I called another girl over to me, and I said, see that girl over there? She is feeling grumpy, and I need you to take her out into the hallway and walk with her, and do not bring her back until she is feeling happy. Go find her joy. I said that.
Who did you say this to? Another kid?
Another student. I have so many sweet, caring students. And often students will walk around our hallways like for a movement break or just to
that's so nice.
Take a break if something's stressing them out. There's enough adults that work in the hall. It's like a big learning lab area. And so they came back like 2 minutes later, and the grumpy student just had this sly little smile on her face. Like she didn't want me to see that she was smiling. Aww. But it worked, and I gave both girls a hug. Because sometimes
that's so perfect.
Another kid can do what I never could. So
yeah, maybe that's what I need to do, is to like call up one of Kyle's friends and be like, I need you to come take him for a walk.
And don't bring him back until he's not grumpy.
Don't bring him back until he's in a better mood.
There you go. Problem solved. Well, I hope that things turn around, and I know, his work is kind of busy right now, but
I just feel like when you he and his family, they have a business, and it's hard when it's something you feel like you can't step away from.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a big part of it. But he's great, and our girls love him to
You need
death.
a weekend. That's everyone's.
Yes. So we're having a date night on Friday. I'm so excited.
Perfect.
Yeah. Date night.
Date night.
Oh my gosh, if you have date night suggestions, I would love to know, because
send them our way.
We really do love going out to eat and trying new places. But I feel like I don't know, I just can't think of anything like exciting or like new that like I've been wanting to try lately. So Lancaster area, if there's a place that you've recently gone to, it doesn't have to be a new place, but
it could be new to us.
Yeah.
Jinx.
What?
Oh my gosh.
We're so immature.
We're synced up. Well,
not in that
way. Thrivers. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed what you heard or something resonated with you, we would love for you to leave a comment, share what you're thinking, tag us on Instagram. We would love to even see a picture of where you like to listen best, if it's in your car or outside playing with your kids. We'd just love to connect with you.
Yeah, share with us, join our community, and have a great week.
And in case no one told you yet today, you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for listening today. You are a part of a growing community of women, moms, and business owners who are here to encourage and inspire. You can connect with Rachel on Instagram at Rachel Klein Creative, or like her Facebook business page for web design and marketing tips.
Keep up with Christine and all her latest events at Christine Campbell Events on Instagram. Another way to get involved and be first to hear about upcoming podcast guests and giveaways is to join our email list. You can sign up at rachelkleincreative.com/thethrivepodcast. And if you've enjoyed listening, be sure to write us a review on iTunes so that we can continue encouraging moms and businesswomen each week.